Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video is brought to us by Patreon supporter Nick. Nick, thank you so much for the support, it really means a lot. Also, yesterday was Nick's birthday. I hope you had an awesome birthday. Cute Stuff and I wish you all the best. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. I've been very happy with the growth this channel has had so far, and I'm excited to see where we're going. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Now, Nick came to me and asked me to build a deck around Mathas Fiend Seeker. Mathas is a 3-mana, 3/3 legendary vampire with menace. He also says, at the beginning of our end step, we put a bounty counter on target creature controlled by an opponent. For long as that creature has a bounty counter on it, it has, when this creature dies, each opponent draws a card and gains 2 life. Now, a lot of players build Mathas as either Curse Tribal or Vampire Tribal. Nick wanted to do something a little bit different. He wanted to go with a group hug theme, mostly focusing on Mathas's counters. And so, I looked up good group hug cards in Mardu. There aren't a lot. Most group hug effects are in green and blue, along with a few in white. Red and black tend not to play well with others, but there are a few cards out there. Before we get into our deck list, we should keep in mind our checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp. 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Now, Nick said he wanted to keep the budget for this deck under $200, so I didn't include fetches, shocks, or the Triome in this deck. But if you have spares lying around, I highly recommend adding them to your deck. Keeping that $200 budget in mind, we're running Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Nomad Outpost, Reliquary Tower, Bajuka Bog, Mikokoro, Center of the Sea, Boros Guildgate, Orzhov Guildgate, Rakdos Guildgate, Spectator Seating, Vault of Champions, Luxury Suite, Clifftop Retreat, Isolated Chapel, Dragon Skull Summit, Alpine Meadow, Snowfield Sinkhole, Sulphurous Mire, Myriad Landscape, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, 4 Mountains, 8 Plains, and 4 Swamps. Our mana ramp consists of Wayfarer's Bauble, Solemn Simulacrum, and Knight of the White Orchid for land fetching. Fane the Broker and Tempting Contract serve as our treasure generators, while Helm of Awakening provides cost reduction. Our mana rocks consist of Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Conviction, Talisman of Hierarchy, Talisman of Indulgence, Boros Signet, Orzhov Signet, and Rakdos Signet. Our card advantage consists of a lot of group draw effects in Howling Mine, Temple Bell, Humble Defector, Keen Duelist, Zancha Sleeper Agent, Flumph, Secret Rendezvous, Cut a Deal, and everyone's favorite group hug card, Horn of Greed. We also have some graveyard recursion in Infernal Offering and Tempt with Immortality, as well as some tutors in Scheming Symmetry and Wishclaw Talisman. Now, we wouldn't be Mardu without some good interaction, so we've got Ghostly Prison and Boros Charm as protection, along with Swords to Plowshares, Fracture, Abrade, Disenchant, Despark, Generous Gift, Mortify, and Utter End as spot removal. We're also running a Bounty Hunter, who pairs perfectly with our commander. Our board wipes consist of Promise of Loyalty, Tragic Arrogance, Blasphemous Act, and Ruinous Ultimatum. We also have some additional group hug effects in Gear Up Her Orrery, Coveted Jewel, Scholarship Sponsor, Pendant of Prosperity, Duelist's Heritage, Jailbreak, and Mana Flare. Finally, the card that was the inspiration for this deck, Wedding Ring. Nick had gotten hold of a copy and had been debating for a long time what deck to put it in. That became the inspiration for this video. Now, we do want to win. We're not just here to help our opponents. The purpose of Group Hug is to overwhelm our opponents with value and convince them to leave us alone for a bit. And since the cards we're playing also benefit them, they tend to do so. The core of our deck consists of Noble Heritage, Brina the Demagogue, Orzhov Advocist, Nils Discipline Enforcer, and Ride of the Raging Storm. Now, none of these cards on their own will win us the game, but together, they'll encourage our opponents to attack each other rather than us. We've also got an Approach of the Second Sun as our sudden I win card, but we don't want that as our only win con. Instead, we're running one of my favorite combos in the game. Pyro the Volatile is an homage to the original Elder Dragons from Legends. He is an 8-mana 7/7 legendary Elder Dragon with flying and lifelink. He also says whenever he dies, he deals 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. Which means if there's a ton of non-legendary creatures on board, we gain a ton of life. Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose, is a 3-mana 1/3 legendary vampire that says whenever we gain life, target opponent loses that much life. We've also got a Sanguine Bond as a backup to our Vito. To ensure our opponents all have a ton of creatures, we're running Combat Calligrapher, Chandric Silverquill, Alliance of Arms, Eiganjo Uprising. So, now that our deck list is done, let's compare it to our checklist. 54 mana sources, split between 37 lands and 17 pieces of ramp. A little high, but some of them are group hug effects, so it's fine. 16 pieces of card advantage, most of it also group hug effects. 9 pieces of spot removal, 5 board wipes, counting Piru, 1 piece of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. So our deck checks all the boxes and is a ton of fun to play. I showed the list to Nick, and he's in love. He told me he was going to build the deck, but I haven't heard back from him at the time of recording. My new job has me flying around the country, and I don't want to record videos off of my laptop's microphone, nor do I want to bring my professional microphone with me. I'm sure Nick will comment below letting us know how the deck performed. If you're wanting to replace the lands, I recommend swapping out the Guild Gates for Shock lands, and one of the mountains for the Savai Triumph. Some of our mana ramp lets us fetch out plains, so having multicolored lands with that type makes the deck a bit stronger. You could also replace Utter End with Anguished Unmaking. If you want to add more tokens, I'd also recommend trying to fit in an Anointed Procession. But remember, this is a group hug deck. The goal is to sit back and bring value to the table. Encourage your opponents to leave you alone, just think of all the cards they're drawing, and then win with a sudden combo. What's your favorite group hug commander? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my Nerd Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. I post new Commander deck videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or you can click here to watch additional videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Damon.